ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 31, verse number 16. It's the song of Gopis. They are praying for Krishna to come. So in the previous verses we studied about Krishna's lotus feet and his nectar of lips, which are drunk by Svaratuvarnana Sashtuchambitam. So Venu is very important friend of Krishna, Mansi Sakhi, right? It is called friend of Krishna. Krishna's Just like wherever there is fire, there is smoke. Wherever there is Krishna, there is float in Vraj. So to be dear to Krishna, you have to be. Yes? Okay. So Gopis said, Swarit Venuna Shushti Chumbitam, that Krishna keeps the flute on his lips, which are the property of Gopis, because flute does not have its own ego. It accepts whatever Krishna puts inside. When we have our own ahankara, we filter it, we interpret it, we don't accept it the way it is. So flute is an example of being a devotee, being a servant of Krishna, being surrendered. So whatever he throws inside it, she does not reject, and then brings it out with very good melody, magnifying actually what he says. It's like you say something in the speaker mic, it magnifies that. It does not change the words, but augments their volume. So flute is also like that. Therefore, it is very dear to Krishna. And this makes one forget all other attachments. So they are continuing to pray to Krishna and hoping that he will appear. So in this again, the mood of little toughness comes in this verse. Pati sutanvaya bhratri bandhavan ati vilanghate antyachyuta gataha gati vidastavod gita mohita kitavayoshita kastya jenishi. So says that we have left our husband, our children, relatives, brothers, friends, everybody. Ati vilanghate anti achyutagata. So we have come near you by giving up all this. So that's what Krishna says, Sarv Dharman Parityajya. These days, people may find it, what is the big difficulty in this? They already don't have these things. Most people are wondering like that. No pati suta anvaya bandhu. Right?
I don't have families to give up.
And if you are product of kibbutz, you did not have it to begin with.
It's an advantage.
Right? Even the parents were not allowed to be with you. So it's very easy to go to Krishna then. But it's not that easy. So main thing is not that you physically give them up, but give up the attachment. And that is the difficult part. If you don't have attachment to anything, you have attachment to your ideas, your concepts, your samskaras, you become attached to them. So your identity, whatever it may be, even if you don't know it, even if you are confused about it, still you are attached to it. So that has to be dropped. And this is the whole process of bhakti. Because all the suffering in the material world is coming because of our wrong identity or wrong identification. And as long as we continue with that, we will suffer wherever we are. Because that is the root, that is the foundation of avidya. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, pancha klesha. So 5 types of kleshas which are clashing with you in your life. They are with you if you are in this avidya, ignorance of your true identity, and you have this acquired identity, whatever it may be. So that asmita, that I-ness, so that creates then raga and dvesha, and then fear, anxiety, stress, all these problems, jealousy, envy, all these things are born from that. So that's the significance of this, because traditionally people were attached to these things. Their identity rotated in traditional families about their husband, wife, children. This what was the circle of person's life in which he rotated. His intelligence, her intelligence, or their intelligence worked around this. This is called Griha Medhi. So Medha means your brain. So your brain, which is actually meant to understand and realize Krishna, God, it remains stuck in that. So therefore they say that whether it is right or wrong, that human beings use only about 5% of their brain. Because for this you don't need much. For raga and dvesa you don't need much brain. Right? What you have, this is good enough. So our system has this natural tendency to conserve energy, not use if it is not required. So if the elevator is available, then why take the stairs? So our physical body also works like that. So you don't need more brain. So rest of the brain is not used. Rest of the brain is used if you become devotee like them. Then only all these emotions become manifest, which are being described here. Otherwise we are asking question, is it real or is it just poetical explanation? That they are saying Truti Yugayate Tvama Pashyatam. So now with our 5% of use of the brain, it appears that it's all imaginary. But if your 100% of brain becomes occupied in Krishna, then anything which separates you from Him will put you in that state of mind. Because time, the way we perceive it, it depends on our own state of mind. It's a big discussion in Vedanta what actually time is and how you perceive it. Sankhya, Charvak, Buddhist people, they don't accept that time is a separate element. But Vedanta accepts it as a separate thing. So time, how do we know time? Do we perceive it directly or we know it by inference? It's a big question. We are all the time dealing with time. But what is it? And how do we know it? Because we only have 5 senses. With eyes we see color and form, with nose we smell, with sense, skin we have only heat or cold, soft or rough. With tongue taste and with the ear sound. So from where do we get the idea of time? Mind? But mind does not work without senses. Right? Mind is only playing with what you have thrown inside the senses. Mind is like a basement, right? So all the kachada which you see in the basement, it's what you have put there. It has not come out from somewhere else. So how does it get into, how the concept of time comes? So we perceive it and perception changes. Just like our perception with external senses also changes depending on the state of your mind. The same person can look very attractive to you when you are in good mood, and when you are in the angry mood, that same person looks very repelling to you, right? The person is same, but your mind is different, stay in a different state, so it appears differently. So time also changes like that. When you are in a happy mood, time is passing quickly, because then you are within yourself. Happiness is in yourself. When you are in a happy state of mind, you are more close to yourself. When you are suffering, you are more away from yourself. So then time moves like a bullock cart. Otherwise it can be a Ferrari. So that's what they felt, because you can understand the state of their mind. That's the whole idea of this Gopi Geet. The way it is put is one way, but what is the sense behind it is to understand their mood, their mind, their bhav, their heart. And that is the only thing to be studied in our life. Etavadeva jigyasam tattu jigyasuna atmane anvaya vyatirekabhyam yat syat sarvatra sarvada. This is the only thing, this anvaya vyatirek of prema. So there is no life without love, and love is the only life. And therefore this is the only thing to be studied. And these are the teachers of that, these gopis. That's why they're called gopis, secrets. Because love is a secret. That is the message they are giving in this Gopi Geet. So this is what Krishna wanted them to speak for our benefit. He said, I want to hear their bhav. Because if they don't speak, how do we know that what is their greatness, how they are different, what is the state of their mind? So these are the outpourings of their heart. And this is for our benefit. Krishna knows, but he is also relishing. So for him it is a relish, for us it is an education. And that's why it is very important for us to know that. So they are saying that Pati Sutanvaya Bhratri Bandhavan Ati Vilangya. Not only Langya, Vilangya, Ati Vilangya. Langya means to transgress, like you jump over something. When you walk, so you put your feet in normal way. When you run, then what do? You jump. You cover more land when you are running, because your steps are longer than when you are walking. So Ati Vilangya means that they are jumping over many things. Otherwise, you have to follow this rule, that rule, deal with husband like this, children like this. So they have transgressed that completely. Vilangya and Ati Vilangya. So that is Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Not only Tyajya, Parityajya. And Sarva Dharman. So that is what is the gopis. They are the ultimate example of this. And why they have done it? Anti achyuta agata, to be with Krishna. So that's how you can be with Krishna. That is the only way you can be. If you have any strings attached here and there, then it is not possible. Then you can be with some other forms of gods, devas, this, that, but not with Vrajiya Krishna. So gati vidas tavod-gita mohita kitavi yoshita kastajen nishi. So you are gati vida, you know the movements, what will disturb us or what will attract us. Or gopis know this, it could be applied both ways. So udgita mohita, we are infatuated or bewildered by your udgita, loud song. It was very loud. So kitava yoshita kastajen nishi. So they are saying that, oh cheater, who is that person who will drop women at night like this? Means you are calling by your udgita, by playing your flute, and then you are dropping us. So what kind of behavior is this? This is cheating. It's like you invite somebody that come have a feast, then when he comes there, you are not even to be seen. Or you make them sit, yes, please sit down, put the plate, and then you leave. That's what he did. So he says this is night, and at night he invited, and then you had a flight, took away, and we cannot even find you where you went. So this is kitava. This is very deceptive. If this is what you wanted to do, if this is you wanted to go away, then why did you play the flute anyway? What was the purpose? Just to give us trouble? To make us suffer? So Vishwanath Chakravarti comments, he says, Yascha Venu Vadan Samaye Patibhir Antargriha Niruddha Asans Ta Sersham Ahu. So now he says that this sloka is recited by those gopis which were stopped by their husbands, and still they made it, they reached. So Venu Vadan Samay Patibhir Antargriha Niruddha, they were stopped and put inside the house. So they are speaking with jealous mood. Patiti. Gatim antimam swasya dasmim dasam vidanti iti tavayam anti tvadantikam ayata. So Gativida, he is taking this Gativida as the 10th state of separation, which is Mriti, death. Says that we were dying, we knew this, and therefore we came to you. In your separation we were dying, and then Jahurgun Maya Deham, there it was said that they gave up. So then says we came here knowing this. Hey Achyuta, so you are called Achyuta, Atrapi Chuta Abhu, Tat kim viprit lakshana eva tvam achyuta nam iti bhave. It says you are called Achyuta, infallible, but you have become Chuta, you have become fallible. So you have put your name opposite of what you are. So you invite, so you should keep your word. And you are not, so instead of achyuta, you have become chuta. Tarhi kim agata iti ched. So then Krishna may say, why did you come then? What was the need? If I am not achyuta, I am chuta, then you should not come. So they say udgita mohita. It says we could not stop ourselves because we lost our viveka, our sense of discrimination, what we should do and what we should not do. We lost that. This happens in love. When people are in love, then they lose that. That's why they say love is blind. So blind means that you cannot see what is right, what is wrong. Logic does not work. It may be later on that you start thinking, why this happened, why did I do this, how is that I was so stupid, why I did not see these red flags before. They were all around. So this is the blindness. Love brings a thick layer like a cataract over the eyes. And it depends how long it stays. Usually people operate on the cataract. Then they get their vision back. So gopis are also thinking like this now. He says, what is this? We were hat viveka, hat viveki kirta, that we lost our viveka, our sense of right or wrong completely. And therefore we could not decide, and we just ran crazily to meet you. So that is how love works. This is of course love for God, love for Krishna. Here everything is perfect. There is no flaw in it. But in the material world there are problems. So evam chet tarhi ire mudhaha sahadvam vedanamiti. So then Krishna says that if this is true that you lost your viveka, then you foolish ladies now suffer. This is pay the price of your stupidity. Right? So therefore he says that now tolerate it. Once the arrow is gone from the bow, then it is going to hit. And if you made a mistake, then you have to suffer for that. So, like Dashrath, he shot an arrow at Shravan Kumar. By hearing the sound of his pot, he was trying to fill water. He went for hunting and did not find any animal to kill, so he didn't want to go without that as a Kshatriya. So he's hid near the Saryu river, thinking some tiger or someone will come to drink water, and then I'll shoot. So this poor guy, Shravan Kumar, came to get water. He was on a pilgrimage, carrying his blind parents. So when it made a sound, he thought, oh, some animal is drinking water. And Dashrath knew how to shoot arrows by hearing the sound. So he shot, and then the arrow hit, and he cried in pain. But now it is too late. So that's why he got cursed by the parents of Shravan Kumar. So therefore he says, Sahadvam Vedanamiti. It is your decision. So now you say, Chatatrahu. So then they speak, Hey Kitava, Hey Shatha. He says, you are a Shatha, you are a cheater, you are a hypocrite. Evam bhuta yoshito nishi swayam agata bhirustvam nirdayam rite kastya jetna kopi. He says, not only cheater, you are very coward and very heartless, because we have come to you by hearing your flute at night, the young ladies, so who else will drop us and go somewhere? So this also is an indication that people should not think that there is anything material attraction here between Krishna and gopis, because it is true, which young man will leave women like this and run away? So that shows that it is not material relationship as we think. It is a different relation, it is transcendental. Yadva he kitava he matta. The word kitava also means one who is matta, maddened. So, Nishi ayata yuti kaha khalu yuva tyajet atastam vanchko api vanchita eva bhuviti bhava. So he says that you must be out of your head, that not only that you think that you have cheated us, you also got cheated yourself. You are so out of your mind that you don't even know what you are doing. Otherwise, how is it possible that you are young and we are young and it's night and we are here in the forest and you run away somewhere? He says you are not thinking properly. You are also intoxicated. You are also under the influence of some avidya. So, kitavastu puman matte vanchake kanakave. So, the word kitava means matta, mad, vanchaka, cheater, and gold. Gold. Also, there's dastura, I think, is called also kitava. There's one fruit which is dear to Shiva, but it is very intoxicating. Dhatura. That Dharma was having that in Goa. So it twists your brain. I think that is also called kitava. So rahasi samvidam hrichayodayam prahasitananam prema vikshanam brihadura shriyo vikshadhamte muhurati spriha muhyate manaha. So they are saying that hey dham. So dhama means abode, or Shriyo Dhama, or the shelter of Shri, beauty. So, Rahasi Samvidam Hrichayodam, the dialogues, the talks which we have had with you in a solitary place, they are inciting feelings of love in our heart. And then your smiling face and affectionate looks and seeing your broad chest, which is the abode of Shri, Muhurati Spriha Muhyate Mana. So we are having great desire to meet you again, and thus our minds are very much infatuated. Means we are unable to think what to do, what not to do. We are lost. So this sloka can be applied both ways. Rahasi samvidam hrichayodam. Whether this hrichayodayam is Krishna's or Gopis, it can apply both ways. That because of talking secretly, your love manifested and then you smile and look affectionately. Or our love is excited, and seeing that you smile and look very affectionately. It can be both ways. So kim kartavyam Tav Mohan Panchakam Kamashara Panchakam Ivasman Netra Randhreshu Pravishya Hridayam Jwalati Tyahuransi. So gopis are saying, what can we do? Because in the previous commentary he said that, why did you come? So he says, what can we do? You have shot us with the 5 arrows of love which are bewildering us. And as if this love has entered, Kamashara Panchakam Iva, entered through our eyes into our heart and is burning us. So Cupid is supposed to have an arrow made of flowers, and he has 5 arrows, and these arrows are made of flowers. Arvindam Ashokam cha Nutam cha Navmallika Nilotpalam cha Panchet Panchbanas Sayaka. So these are his 5 arrows, and they do 5 activities: Unmadana, Tapana, Shoshana, Stambhana, Tatha, Sammohanam cha Kamasya, Panchbana Prakirtita. So there are 5 senses. So all the 5 senses become attacked by Cupid. And then you get lost, because whatever goes through the 5 senses goes to the mind, and mind is the seat of Cupid. It's called mind-born, Manasija. Then mind becomes bewildered, and then you manifest all these Unmadana, Tapana, Shoshana. There is Unmad, kind of madness and heat in the body, emaciation. So all this Stambhan, getting stunned, all these things manifest because of that. So this is what they are referring to, that Tav Mohana Panchakam Kamashara, that your 5 arrows. And they are mentioned here in this verse. What are these 5 arrows? The material Cupid has arrows of flowers, Krishna's arrows are separate. So they are describing them here. So number 1, Rahasi Samvidam. This is the first arrow. So Samvidam Rati Prarthana Vyanjaka Sambhashanam, that you speak to us in a secret place and ask to be your lover. Rati Prarthana Vyanjaka. Talk very attractively. Then Hrichayodayam. Then when you talk to us in lovingly like this, then your heart becomes full of love. Asmad avlokan hetukam kandarp bhavodayam ditiyam. And because your heart is full of love, that is the second arrow. Because you are also attracted to somebody who loves you. Don't become attracted to somebody who hates you, who is angry at you. So this is the second arrow. And then you have Prahasitananam. Then you smile, you laugh very beautifully. So Prakrishtam Hasitam Yatra Tatha Bhutam Ananam. So your face with beautiful smile, that is the third arrow, which captivates our mind and heart. And Prema Yuktam Ikshanam Cha Chaturtha. And the fourth one is looking at us with eyes full of love. So that is the fourth arrow. And what is the fifth one? Shriya Dham Shobhaspadam Brihad Vistirnamuttangam Uro Vaksha Pancham. Says fifth is your chest, which is very broad and is the place of beauty, or it's the place where Lakshmi stays, because there is a streak of this hair on its chest which represents Lakshmi. So this is the fifth arrow. So Viksha Muhu Punar Punar Vishwesto Drishtva Atisprihanam Atispriha Bhava Kivanta. So by seeing this, so all this happens by seeing you smiling, by seeing you looking at us. So Priti Nayana Janma. The love begins from the eyes. So this is, it says, we see Viksha Atispriha Muhyate Mana. So then our desire increases. So Krishna's desire is there, then there is also desire. Spritaya mano muhyate. And then because of the desire, then mind becomes bewildered. Then mind cannot think of anything else. It cannot perform its duties properly, gets completely lost. Atkantya jwalaya murchati iti artha. So because of eagerness to be with you, it burns out of intense love, and then it faints when it cannot handle. Because our mind can only tolerate certain amount of emotions. Beyond that, it gets switched off. So that is our situation. So please be manifest here. So next verse. Any question? Vrajvanokasam vyaktirangate Vrajanahantriyalam Vishwamangalam Tyajamanakacha Nastvatsprihatmanam Svajan Hridrujam Yannishudanam. So now they are saying that Anga, this Anga is also a nice address in Sanskrit. Anga simply means bodily part, not just part, but it is also spoken with affection. So they are saying that Vrajvanoksham Vyaktir Angate Vrijana Alam. It says that your manifestation here in Vraja is only to destroy all the sufferings of Vrajvasis. So Vrijana Hantri, you are the destroyer of all the Vrijana sufferings, and therefore your appearance is auspicious not only for Vrajvasis but for all universe, Vishwamangal, for everybody, but specifically for the Vrajvasis. And we are also Vrajvasis. So Vrija Vanaukasam, those who are living Vana. So you should also remove our suffering. And you bring auspiciousness to the whole world, so we are also part of that. Therefore they are praying now, Tajmanakchana Statsprihatmanam. So please, we are very much having spriha, our minds are full of desire for you. So please give us that medicine which will remove the disease from our heart. So this hridrog, this love, this kama which is in the heart, swajana hridrojam. So roja means rog, the disease, the sickness which is inside the heart. So they are saying we have a heart disease, and heart disease can be dangerous. It's called hridrog. So you please, Nishudanam, give us that medicine which only you have it. Earlier, remember, they said that you are like Dhanvantari. So you are the Dhanvantari, you know the Ayurveda. So please remove our suffering of the heart. So tyaja, generally tyaja means to give up, but tyaja here means to give. The word tyaga is also used in the sense of charity. So, because when you do yajna, that is called dravya tyaga, offering of ingredients into the fire. So tyag means to renounce, like tyagi, and tyaj also means to give. So tyaj manak cha na stvasprihatmanam swajan. So here tyaj means that you hridrujam nishodhanam tyaja, that you give us this medicine for the heart. Sakincha kulvadhunam nirapradhanam asmakam tvaya eva sammohya ratrau vanamanitanam utkanthyagnina kevalam prana dahanam eva na tav abhipretam kintu swanga sanga danena prana palanam api iti atra hetumahu. So now the gopis are saying that we are kulvadhu. We belong to noble families and we are niraparadha. We are without any flaw. We are offenseless. We have not committed any sin. We have not made any mistake. So, asmakam tvaya eva sammohya ratrau vanamanitana. So it is you who have bewildered us by your flute song, and you have called us here into the forest. And now, with your eagerness, atkanthyagnina kevalam pranadahanam. So our life airs are just burning in separation from you, but we know that your intention is not only this. So this is the characteristic of love, that it does not lose trust. So whatever may be happened, whatever they have spoken, they are not losing trust in Krishna. So they know that whatever you are doing, it is for our good. So he says that you are giving this trouble, that is fine, pranadahanam, but this is not your purpose. Your purpose is also swanga sanga danena pranapalanam. You will also nourish our love by giving us your physical association. So that is the faith, that is the trust, that is nishtha, fixity devotee has, that no matter whatever is Krishna doing, it is good for us, and there is no scope of seeing any flaw in him, finding any fault in him, which is common tendency of the material mind, to always see the defects of others. So they are not saying. So why is that? He says, because your appearance is for that only. So vrajvanoksham vyaktirangate vijinhantri. So you have appeared for this person, because that's how you are. You cannot do any harm to anybody. So tav vyaktir abhivyaktir vrajvanoksham sarvesham eva avisheshena vishwamangalam sarvani mangalani yatra tad yatha syat. So vishwamangalam he is applying in a different way. Vishwa, the word Vishwa means universe, the word Vishwa also means all. So it means that you bring all auspiciousness to Vrajvanoksham, to the Vrajvasis, to the residents of Braja. And that's why you have appeared here. So, yatha syat tatha vrijinhantri dukh nirasini atastat sprihatmanam. So therefore, we are having spriha for you, or rather, tvat kartrikaya spriha asmad darsanottha tasyameva atma tat sampuryatum kamam manuyasam. So this is a very, very nice explanation he gives. He says that this desire, this spriha, which we are saying tat sprihatmanam, he says that it is you who are having spriha for us. It is you who are having desire in your heart, because this is how the word was also translated hirchayodayam previously, that this love was manifest in your heart. That's why you played the flute, that's why you called. So we want to satisfy you, and that's why we are making this effort. We have no interest for ourselves. So that is the heart of love, that is the essence of love. Krishna anukulyena Krishna anusilnam. That it only thinks of giving pleasure to Krishna and does not have any concept or idea of one's own pleasure or satisfaction. So therefore they are saying that tvat kartrikaya spriha asmad darsanottha, that by seeing us there was a desire which manifested in your heart, and tasyameva atma tat sampuryati. So tat sprihatmanam means that our atma, our desire, our wish is actually to fulfill your desire. That is how he is making the meaning of tat sprihatmana. That our life, our existence, atma means body, mind, atma means effort. So all this is only to fulfill your spriha, your wish, your desire, which we know that you have. And that's why we are wondering why you did this. As they said that you are cheating even yourself. So we want to fulfill your wish. Sampurayitum kamam mano yasham tasam na manakaishat kimapi tyaja. So therefore you should not give us up even a little bit. So he is applying the word tyaja both ways. That don't give us up. Na manak ishat kimapi tyaja muncha karpanyam akuruvan dehi. And therefore don't be miserly and give us your association. Tadeva kim tatrahu. So what is that I have to give you? So he says that swajan hridrujam yusmajjana kucharoganam yannishudanam upsamakam ausadham karkamlam ityartha. So give your lotus hand, which is the medicine to quell the burning of disease in our breast. We, your people, Swajan Hridrujam. So Swajan means your people or your devotees. So therefore you should give tada teneva tatspriham puritva swaprana palyante. तदेव यदि अस्माभिः कुचेषु अर्पयितुं प्राप्यते तदा तेनैव तत्स्पृहां पूरयित्वा स्वप्राणा पाल्यन्ते इति भावः. So they are saying that we do not want this for our satisfaction, but by this your wish will be fulfilled. Asmabhi kucheshu arpayitum prapyate tada. So if we can get your hand to be placed on our breast, then tvatspriham puriyatva, then we will be able to fulfill your wish, your desire, and that will be nourishing to our life. Means our nourishment is only to please you. Generally we call our own nourishment when we are pleased. If something is pleasing to us, whether it is food or something else, then we feel nourished, our mind feels nourished. But they are saying that our life, our existence is maintained, nourished, sustained only if we can satisfy your wish. Otherwise, we are finished, we are dead. because that's how they are. Just like if we don't eat, we will die. We cannot live without eating. So like that, they cannot live without doing service to Krishna. If independently you try to please them and give something, then they will not be happy. They will not accept it. So their pleasure, their nourishment, their happiness, their existence is only when Krishna is. So this is what is Gopi Bhav is. This is the meaning of Gopi Bhav. That they do not have any concept, any idea, any thought, any wish, and therefore they don't make any effort, any endeavor to satisfy themselves independently. Anything which they do, it is only for sake of Krishna. And therefore externally, even if it appears that they are doing something for themselves, like they may be eating or they may sleep, so they say, how is this related? So this is also so that they can maintain themselves by eating and sleeping, which is necessary for the body, so that they can serve Krishna. So this is what actually Gopi Bhav means. And once you understand, then you can decide whether you really want it. Because then you have to give up everything else. It is not that you want to enjoy 11 flowers also and have Gopi Bhav also. So that doesn't work. So it is important to know what is Manjari Bhav, what is Gopi Bhav, and then make choice. Otherwise later on you may repent. Says, I didn't know that this is what I was getting into. Before you know what you are getting into it, you should know it. Yes.
Can you repeat the 5 arrows in brief?
5 arrows. One is Arvinda, flowers, or here Krishna's.
Krishna's.
Krishna's is written here in the sloka itself. Rahasi Samvidam is first one.
Intimate talks. Intimate talks.
Talk, yeah. And Hrichayodayam means feelings of love in the heart, that is in Krishna's heart. When Krishna spoke with gopis, that incited his feelings also, and that was also an arrow for the gopis.
Acha.
And then Prahasitananam, smiling face, and then Prema Vikshnam, affectionate looks, and then beautiful and broad chest. Yeah, 5.
And I have another question, if I may.
Yeah.
What does it take to be able to cry for Krishna like the gopis doing in the Gopi Gita?
What does it take? First stop 11 flowers. Well, you have to choose whether you want 11 flowers or you want 5 flowers. This is the Panchbana. So choice is between 11 and 5. 11 includes 5 working senses, also 5 knowledge and 11th mind. That is 11 flowers.
I was wondering why it's called 11 flowers. Now I know.
Now you know. You can tell them also, they also don't know. The owner of the 11 flowers also doesn't know this.
Maybe it's only for Ekadashi.
No. Okay, Malati.
Babaji, I also have 2 questions. One is in verse 16 about the Dasham Gati. So what I understood previously is that there are various interpretations of how the gopis in this 10th state left their bodies or didn't leave their bodies. And I think Vishnava Chakravarti Thakur said Yoga Maya reproduced a set which was identical. So if he takes that option, does it mean that these gopis who went to Krishna are the original gopis? And so but why are they saying then at the end that this is a 10th state? If they left, so they're no more...
They did not leave. They are saying that we knew our 10th state is coming, Gati Vida. And therefore we came to you, otherwise we'll die.
Okay. Okay, so I see. It didn't come. They were just anticipating it, and to avoid it, then they came. Okay, and another set is left there with the husband. And when they come back, these two merge, or no, the others just disappear?
No, manifest and manifest.
Okay. Okay. And Baji, then another question was about this fact that gopis don't find any flaws. Like whatever Krishna does, they accept it. And you said the characteristic of the material mind is to always find flaws, even in something which is perfect. So it probably needs discrimination, because our experience is that people who are very naive, they also find no flaws, but then they find themselves in a situation where they were exploited. You know, there's so many examples, even from gurus and all that. So maybe you could give some guidelines how this can be avoided.
Yeah, so this does not mean that you be like that. For gopis it is natural. It is not only for gopis, it is natural in love. That's what I'm saying. When you love somebody, then you cannot see defects in that person. It doesn't happen. It's a very simple example. If the mother has a baby and she really loves the baby, and she doesn't see anything wrong with the baby. Others may say, oh, he is very naughty and noisy and this and that. But the mother does not see that. It's a characteristic of love. So that is also characteristic of tamas. Because to see somebody is doing wrong, he also needs little bit of rajas and sattva. If somebody is very tamasic, cannot see that. So that is different. So that's not, doesn't mean that now you don't understand things in the material world and just be naive.
Yes, thank you.
Sandeep ji.
Babaji Maharaj. So my question was that in the commentary it was said that the gopis are saying this just because they don't want anything for themselves, but for the sake of Krishna, for the sake of his happiness, for the sake of his pleasure. But here, if we make a statement like this, then the person is considered, like supposing I am doing something for someone, but if I make it double, that I don't want anything from you, but I'm just doing because of some love or affection, whatever, some relationship, then it is considered that this person is very haughty, very proud, and why is he, if he's doing something, why is he speaking about it? It is to be understood. So what is the guideline when to speak, or just to be quiet, or like?
Well, the thing is this, if you really love that person and even if you speak and he says you are proud, what's your problem with that? The problem is that you don't love. That's why his words hurt you. If you truly love that person, you won't mind. So it's not something artificial. That's what I'm saying, that these are characteristic of love. And that's what we are trying to understand, what actually love means. and then we can see what we want to do with that. Whether we really want to be like this or we want to remain something else. So in love it is like that. You don't become affected by that. And if you are becoming affected by that, then you don't really love that person.
Thank you, Baba.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. You was telling that if you love, like if you love the person, you don't see the defects. But is it that we don't see, or that we can see but like accept? Because also like maybe mother can see that the baby do something wrong or something, but like accept, or we just.
Yeah, that is also there. There are different levels of love. So it is also that when love is very intense, you don't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
When it is not that intense, then you may see and accept it. When it is even lesser than that, you see it and you tolerate it.
You see it, but overlooks it.
No, not overlook. You tolerate. Inside you are agitated. But you hold it. So these are different varieties, different levels.
Okay, thank you.
What are the nine states of separation preceding death?
Moha.
Not the ninth, but the nine. Oh,
9.
yes.
Well, there are different ones that you are remembering. You may faint. You become emaciated. You don't feel very hungry. Feel sad. This list is given.
Are they described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu?
In Alankar Kaustuv, we studied them. They are given them. Ujjwal Nilmani, Sahitya Darpan, all Ras Shastra were given. It's standard. It's like Sattvic Bhavas, Vyabhichari Bhavas. These are also standard. Not keeping yourself dressing properly.
Bhagavati, I have a question related to this type of love that is explained here. Has to be applied first to the people around and then to Krishna, or first to Krishna and then to the people, or how does it work?
How will you apply it to Krishna?
True love others.
So now you're answering yourself.
She don't know if she is wrong.
Okay.
Or she didn't know if she's right.
What happened is, for her, all the people usually say is that you have to love Krishna, but they are not able to love the people who they have by the side. That's
Yeah, so how? That's why I said, how do you love Krishna? It's not available to you. So it starts with Guru. You have to practice with Guru first, and devotees. And then if you can attain perfection in that, and that's it. Okay, Mohini strikes back. Mohini.
Radhe Radhe Maharaj.
Yes.
Explain how.
Everybody is happy. Everybody is happy to see you smiling.
Can you explain?
All eyes on you here. No, turn on your video. There is no question without video on.
Can you explain how to love Guru?
How to love Guru? So first step is that you cooperate with him. Okay? Follow his guidance, what he has given, his sadhana or some other instruction. Cooperate with him. That is the first step. This is the practical step. Otherwise, it's just a word. You have to put it into practice. Okay?